Just be happy is what my therapist told me. And when I told him I can't, like, my mind is genuinely going insane with all the intrusive thoughts I'm getting, he was just like, oh, that's so sad. Here, take these pills. And also, while you're at it, switch your gender too. That faggot charged me $130 an hour just for him to tell me, it's not my fault, I'm so sad. Just be happy. I understand how you feel. You can imagine how much that fucking helped me. The real ones know how useless therapy is, and anyone who recommends getting professional help has never actually gotten it themselves or dealt with the insanity that you are going through. So instead of that comforting BS like, oh, you should love yourself, I understand how you feel, it's okay to cry. No, I'm not gonna tell you that genuine bullshit comforting shit. I am going to tell you how to actually stop living in a life of agony and get to the point where life is fun. It's what I did to go from being medically diagnosed on fucking meds to now smiling 24/7 to where literally middle-aged white women on the New York subway, the most depressing place on earth, ask me what my secret to happiness is. And so that means you, after watching this video, will know how to stop suffering in life. You will actually enjoy existing and your brain will stop tormenting you. So why can't you actually be happy? Why is your life so miserably hard? Why is your life so fucking painful? It's not because you're mentally ill. It's not because there's a chemical disbalance inside of your brain. It's because your brain is hardwired to make you feel like shit every time you fuck up. Because hear me out, every time you binge watch like 200 episodes of anime in one sitting, your mental state is so cooked you turn a 24-minute episode into 5 minutes by skipping to the parts that capture your attention. Every time you go on a gaming marathon with Valorant on one monitor and hentai on the other, you feel extremely high, extremely motivated when you're getting all that stimulation. But then you crash, then you cry, then you genuinely feel like shit after like a certain amount of time. The reason this happens is because your brain wants to average that extremely high level of stimulation you just got to the middle kind of emotionless contentment level. Now, this sounds really retarded. Like, why is our brain biologically wired to make this happen? Is it really something wrong with my brain? No. I want you to ask yourself this. Why did humans in ancient times, when we had to fight in wars, deal with famine, run away from like woolly mammoths and shit, why did people not kill themselves during that period? Our brains had to adapt to where those hard, depressing, miserable times wouldn't make us kill ourselves. And the way it does that is by taking all those depressing, agonizing moments of like wars, famines, when your mom fucking died of like tuberculosis or some shit. It took all those miserable events and forcibly averaged it up to the middle contentment level, the level in which your brain feels fine. So this actually kind of makes sense. And so we can use this to our advantage. If we make our lives miserably hard, aka going all out in the gym, even if we are fried from school and we just want to go home and rot all day, if we wake up from 4 hours of sleep to grind on a business that you know will make your life better in the long run, if you put a solid 2 hours of deep, genuine, productive work, your brain will see that it's doing hard work. And so it will raise what initially feels like pain, exhaustion, procrastination, loss of focus into you being high, productive, and locked in for the duration of however long you can work for. Don't confuse this miserably hard with miserably depressing, which is what you feel right now, because it's only caused by your brain after it gets bombarded by stimulation. This is also why if you're on antidepressants, you feel empty and emotionless and sluggish all the time, because what those antidepressants do is they lower the range of those two extreme emotions where there isn't any fluctuations. And so you feel kind of dead all the time, kind of like sluggish, kind of like empty all the time, because if you're supposed to be sad, you don't feel anything, and if you're supposed to be happy, you could not care. And that sucks, because if you do any work while you're on meds, you will feel sluggish no matter what. And on top of that, because your brain anticipates that you're gonna go out and start spazzing out on stimulation, It's going to preemptively lower your happiness level before you even start doing anything. This prevents you from actually doing something with your life, doing hard work that would make your brain see that it has to raise up how you feel biologically, because your brain just thinks that you today are gonna go and spaz out on every single fucking drug known to man. Your brain is trying to save energy, but that doesn't even fucking work, because 9 times out of 10, you just stimulate yourself to the point where you get crazy amounts of like ecstasy, and then your brain has to lower how you feel even more, which is why you feel that like downward spiral that keeps making your life more and more and more and more miserable. And so you're depressed from the start unless you stop being a failure. I'm gonna shit talk you here for a little bit, but genuinely look at yourself with disgust, because you just rot in bed, cut yourself, play games all day, and waste time. You are wasting your life, your future, so much to the point where you aren't even fucking worthy of being happy. You aren't even worthy of being loved. You need to lock in. You need to become the ideal, the perfect version of you, where you could focus for 4, 5, 6 hours without getting bored or getting drained, where you put in a solid year in the gym and you fixed all your insecurities, where you are so good at life to where nothing bothers you, and because you're good at life, nothing pains you. Well, okay, how do you stop being a failure? How do you lock in when your brain already preemptively predicts that you are going to spaz out, and so it physically will not give you any energy to lock in? And right here, you are right. Like, your happiness level is at a point where if you do some kind of hard work, you are gonna die, because that hard work is temporarily hard. And so if you do it when you're at a brain-driven depression level, that temporary difficulty is going to make you kill yourself. This is also the reason why people kill themselves in the first place, because they are forced to do something hard when their brain is physically keeping them at a level where they feel like shit. And so they're forced to do something hard. They do it, it's hard work, and they can't take it anymore and they die. So to combat this, to combat the fact that your brain has forcibly lowered your happiness level to the point where you can't do anything, you don't do anything at all. You should let your brain rest. Because you can't do anything at all other than A, stimulate yourself, or B, stare at a wall. If you stimulate yourself, it's just gonna make you go up, then go way down, worse than when you started from. So the only option you have is B, where you just stare at a wall. Genuinely just like power off your phone, sit and stare at the ceiling, walk around your neighborhood, staring aimlessly at the sky, doing nothing, getting no input. What this will do is that it will make your happiness level extremely bored for like hours on end. If you stare at a wall for 2 hours on end, your brain sees that, okay, wait, there's no stimulation. What the heck? This isn't what I predicted. Maybe it's time to actually use what I'm biologically fucking wired to do and raise my happiness level to the middle contentment level. Staring at a wall for 2 hours straight, going outside and walking around aimlessly for 3 hours, like doing actions that require zero thinking, will make it so that your brain is extremely fucking bored. And for a while, yeah, it's going to suck, but it will see that and it will actually raise your happiness level to where it's at the middle contentment level. Then at that point, you have energy to do that temporary hard work that will, yeah, lower your happiness level for a bit, but it will raise up. It will go up higher than when you started. You will feel genuine ecstasy because your brain sees that, oh, okay, I'm at a constant happiness level. It went down for a bit. I need to raise it up. That's how you genuinely become happy. That's how you genuinely end your suffering. Now, staring at a wall for 2-3 hours straight is boring as fuck. So I always tell my clients to do actions that require zero thinking. So cleaning your room is extremely fucking boring. Like, there's no stimulation. There's no pieces of information that are entering your head. And so your brain is still bored as fuck, but you're still doing something so you yourself are not bored. That allows your brain to still average out your happiness level. Walking around, staring aimlessly at the sky, like literally picking a direction and just walking, will raise your happiness level to where it's average. Now, average isn't enough. You still feel emotionless. It's what antidepressants do. So you now have the energy to have it dip down a little bit when you start doing hard work. But while you're doing it, your brain will see that, okay, wait, I was average. Now I'm down. I have to average it up. And so it averages it up. Now you feel genuine ecstasy. Now life is fun. And I just think it's crazy how after I explained how to actually just be happy, 90% of the people watching this aren't gonna follow this advice. 90% of people are going to see that, oh, okay, for 3 days, I just have to do nothing, stare at a wall. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do 2 days because I have work in a few hours. I'm just gonna do like 30 minutes and I'm busy. I have work in 2 hours. And the reason this happens, the reason you don't follow this plan, the reason you make a slight variation of literally what I told you to do is because you, who is objectively a failure, I mean, if I look at your life right now, all the evidence shows that you are a failure. That version of you is responsible for following this plan. You are responsible for following this plan, and you got yourself into this situation. So how the fuck are you expected to get yourself out of that situation? Like, you're putting a crackhead responsible for quitting crack. It would be infinitely easier to have someone who dealt with the exact same mental insanity that you're going through right now be responsible for ending your suffering. That way, there is 100% chance that your suffering ends because that person who knows exactly what to do in every obscure situation is responsible for getting you out of your mental hell. This is what I did with Kevin, who was planning his own suicide before I met him. And then 2 weeks later, he now became so locked into where life is easy for him. Life is fun for him. He genuinely enjoys life now. Same with my broski, who was a no-life porn addict, had nothing going on in his life, to now making 10K a week. He's at the healthiest he's ever been. He's the most fittest he's ever been, and he's locked in, and life is amazing for him. Yumi made progress for the first time in her life in school, gym, and entrepreneurship, and she now loves life. Like, genuinely, this is fucking insane. Having someone who knows exactly what to do be responsible for your life, basically, makes it so that your suffering ends so fucking quickly because there's no mistakes, there's no interruption, it's just exponential growth, and the chance of that happening is 100%. So if you want that, just DM me on Discord or join my Discord server. I can do that for you.